So I'm gonna call the meeting to order at 7:06 p.m. Everyone who's in attendance, if everybody wants to kind of take a little note, take some notes while I'm doing this. I will take notes tonight and then share them around for you to have a quick look, okay, just because it's hard to do both, okay? So, public forum, there's no one on the screen.
Nobody out.
And no one out there, so we can move that. Move to the correspondence, I think the one for the bench is gonna be under new business, so we can skip over that. Do that. We have correspondence to Matt from Rick about the roof, which that's going to be under unfinished business. Anything, I think that was all the correspondence, right, Rick?
Bench one and
Bench and the
yeah.
roof. Okay, so all of that's gonna be handled later, so no further correspondence. And
Well, there was another one to Matt regarding the vendors.
oh wait, so the vendor's also down under new business, so
Okay.
so all of it's gonna be moved down to there, so we'll do that. Can we have a motion to approve the meeting minutes of May 1st, 2023?
Make a motion to approve the minutes of May 1st, 2023.
Second. Okay, so Lawrence. Then Rose. and then- Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I agree with what I read.
Okay, that's the meeting minutes. I would like to say at this point, she does a wonderful job with the meeting minutes.
Yes.
And then I hope you will not be expecting the same level of meeting minutes when they come from me.
Watching the
She
video.
might, yeah.
Oh, okay, wow, I have to say, this is,
Very
get
good
it
at that,
all,
yes, yeah.
100%. So let's, a review and approval of the May 2023 expenditures. So first we make a motion, and then we'll discuss if necessary.
I'll make a motion to approve the expenditures for May.
Okay, second? Okay, and then discussion, questions or discussions on the,
Unless Rick has anything that.
Just the total, if you do approve, would be on the back page, the 131, 205.45.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
that's the amount.
the net amount. Okay, so would somebody like to approve, make a motion to approve that amount? Do we have to put the amount in?
Maybe just as part of
Okay.
the motion.
Okay, all right, good. No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We can take the department reports as read, and we'll let Rick discuss what you might want to discuss. And then if anyone has questions.
I'll make a comment on maintenance. You saw Tony, still very short staffed. We finally got 4 applicants, I think, for the summer position. We didn't have any for a long time. 4 came in, so he's gonna be interviewing them, I think, this week. And so that's a summer seasonal position, so we
How
have,
many?
will bring us up at least 1 more seasonal staff person, let me help.
I'm sorry, you said you got 1 or 2 summer,
You get
We have,
4
we have one opening right now.
and you hired 1.
We're going to, I mean, Tony's gonna interview them now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. There's one who actually has workforce before, so we wouldn't need any training or anything, and you could just like jump in and start right away. So that's a big help. So if you got someone brand new, got to teach them how to use the weed whackers, the mowers and everything.
Great.
This one could jump right in, so that's a big help. And one thing Terry didn't put on her report here, but you two know at least that we had 185 seniors for this
Yes.
picnic Friday at Jacobs
Wow.
Beach. It was the largest we've ever had.
So what happened, Rick?
185 seniors for the senior
For
strawberry.
the senior strawberry
So,
picnic.
Senior citizens.
It was a strawberry
At
picnic.
Jacobs Beach, the strawberry social we had.
Oh,
It was a picnic. Larry and the crew cooked out, and Rose was helping, and Laura was helping.
I know, I wasn't really paying attention.
Uh,
You sell them beach passes too, or?
Oh, a lot of them have already bought their beach
I'm
passes.
just kidding. I'm just-
Yeah,
But you know what, I noticed, and I think it's worth mentioning, the fact that the meal served at the center has increased
Yeah,
from
that's good.
543 to 742 over a year.
Yeah.
So we're serving a lot more lunches.
200 for the month, 200 more.
And does that does not include, those are only lunches, not not breakfasts?
No,
That's lunches.
just
only.
lunches.
Lunches only,
Yeah.
and this is definitely the April numbers, not the May numbers.
These are for
That is-
April.
Those are the meals served here, and then on top of it is the Meals on Wheels. You'll see that one up too.
Right, but this is the May report and it says April, so these are April numbers.
Those are
month
April
behind.
numbers, Terry, she's
Yeah.
up.
Okay, I
month.
thought so.
Yes.
Just wanted to
But
clarify that.
it only goes to show how many more people are coming here for lunch.
And
Which
it's
is
only
great.
Monday to Friday, right?
Minus Wednesday, we don't do Wednesday.
We do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday,
Oh, 4 days a week.
4 days a week.
Wednesday's the Rotary Clubs here on Wednesday, and then other
16
special
days
days.
a month.
What age do you become a senior citizen here?
55, I'm a senior.
Been a senior
Been
for
missing
3
out
years.
almost 10 years.
She come for lunch.
Okay, so
I do any other questions?
Go
I
ahead.
do have some questions, Rick, on your report, just things that I'm curious about. You said you met with the Baldwin vice principal and PTO about creating a natural play area. What exactly is that?
Yeah, it really doesn't have a lot to do with this. They were looking more for some suggestions.
Oh, okay.
But the Baldwin PTO, so the national, they want to do things with boulders and stumps and things like that.
Oh, okay,
The only reason I got involved is there's a stream, which again is really on Baldwin property that needs a bridge. It used to be one and it's gone. And I had reached out to the Boy Scout troops to see if there might be an Eagle project. And actually Anthony, AJ LaFada, I went back and met up with him, his family and somebody from PTO last week, and he's gonna be doing the bridge.
nice.
So he's gonna do it as part of this other sort of clearing that they're gonna do for sort of this natural play area they wanna create.
Good.
So it's not really involved us too much, just they were just kind of talking to me about
That's
some
nice.
ideas.
So, and when did we meet with Branford about our meal program? They-
Well, because they don't really have much of a meal program. And they're shipping it in, and from I think Yale, and so, yeah, the first selectman and their seniors director came and met with Terry and me. And we just kind of went through how we do it, and what we charge, and what our numbers are, and so on, and
That's great.
so they're looking to try to improve their program a little bit and possibly do
Well,
some
lots of
similar.
them come here, yeah.
You have a nice kitchen, brand new community center, senior center.
Yeah.
It's part of the community center, it's separate though. The Parks and Rec is downstairs, seniors are upstairs, they're total, not like us, they're separate departments, not like we are,
Run differently.
all separate staff. But I've been there for a tour, it's a nice facility, they have a nice,
I've heard that.
nice kitchen, but they're mainly just bringing food in and eating it up right now.
That's why they're coming, a lot of Branford people are coming.
Yeah, so they're looking to improve the program, they want to see how we do ours.
Okay, I was just curious about that, thanks. We learned to take a second. I don't know how he does the one he does.
Anything else? Okay, so
On Tony's report, I'm just curious, first paragraph, third sentence, third line down, the wetting agent to absorb and hold in moisture. I'm just curious, what's that, Rick?
A wedding agent, I'm not sure what you're saying, but yeah, there's a
And
project.
Tony's report, the first paragraph says May has continued, and on the third line,
Oh, I see, yeah.
wedding agent, what's?
Yeah,
wedding agent?
I can't remember the name of it, but it's something you put down on the grass, it helps retain the moisture, so if we have a dry period, grass doesn't dry out as fast. It'll retain the
So
moisture.
it's like a tarp.
It's it's a chemical, I can't remember what it's called,
Oh,
but
it's
it's something
okay.
that goes down like fertilizer.
Okay, gotcha, okay, thank you, I'm just curious, okay, thank you.
Let's see.
Yes.
As soon
Oh,
as you
yeah.
start saying that, people start getting like.
Oh, yeah, no,
okay,
it's something that
Absolutely,
there's certain things you can't use, but.
Right.
there's-
we usually use really good products, so
Yes, yeah.
any other discussion? Okay, moving along to but I'm just trying to I might have missed what you asked, Lawrence, but I'll get back to you. I might ask you to reply to me about what you just said, because I'm aware it was on the report if I'm doing the minutes. So, actually I can get it. Okay, good. Something. So this is the department. What about Ellen?
Ellen didn't do it, she's on vacation, but one thing I
Okay.
can tell you though, she would have reported on, and Memorial Day weekend, those 3 days, we sold 407 beach passes at the
I
beaches.
saw that in here, that's amazing.
It was huge.
We have a lot of people that were bringing up beach passes, a lot of people that come into town hall looking for beach passes. We're busy enough as it is, but I always feel bad that like people, I don't know if people really, how we advertise for that, if people really realize that you have to come here. We
Yeah, it's probably on
must
our
send
website.
20 to 30 people a week,
Really?
yeah.
So you can just tell them to come here?
Yes,
Or they
yes.
get them right at the beaches.
Yeah, that's where I tell them that,
Yeah.
right, with a card only at the
Right,
beaches.
credit card
Yeah.
only, and we don't accept the American Express, it's Visa,
Yep.
MasterCard. and
So I do tell them that,
Discover.
but.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So let's do the report of the uh, committees. Thank you, report of committees. So standing fields, John's not
Yeah,
here.
but I go to all those meetings. So mostly they've been just discussing the upper turf field, we still have an issue with the fence. Looking at different options of what to do with that, because it's bowing from, field hockey balls and lacrosse balls hitting it.
Is that Knox?
This is at the new turf field, the upper turf.
Oh,
field,
high school.
The upper field. The athletic department is gonna be paying for that. Youth lacrosse is gonna contribute to it, so it's not coming out of our budget. But because it's part of a field, we're about to try to get it fixed. That's the main thing. Long Hill Park, we have in our budget to improve the drainage on the practice football field there, where it gets pretty wet on the west side of it. And so Paul Schmidt put the spec, Paul Schmidt's on the field committee, engineer, he put the specs together. And I sent him over to town hall last week to get that out to bid, so we try to get that done in July.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Green committee?
I wasn't able to make the last meeting, so I did put a call to John Cunningham to see what's in the report, but I didn't hear back. Mostly they've been talking about the maintenance agreement, which, they give us the money to pay for the seed and fertilizer and so on. We usually tell them, okay, we'll need $4,000 worth of seed, next month, and then that comes out of their budget, they approve that.
Rick, I'm just curious, the frogs are out there now, I don't know if they're still out there. Somebody, did they get a permit to do that?
Well, not through
I
us.
think Matt gave the approval.
Anything that goes on goes through the selectman's office,
Yeah,
anything that goes
Matt.
on the green.
Matt gives you.
Yeah, so somebody's not just randomly putting it there, they get a
No.
permit.
No, I think
No,
they.
thanks to Matt's permission,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, they were anonymous and all this kind of, okay, I was saying, Tony, the guy's gotta cut around that, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's for about a month, they'll be up, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attracts a lot of attention.
Brings so
It
much
does.
joy to so many
No, it's a
people,
good thing,
and
no,
it's
definitely a good
amazing,
thing,
yeah.
I just.
Yeah, it's fine.
And you could buy a frog.
So land acquisition, nothing to report. Okay, now we get to the heart of the meeting here. Unfinished business. Once again, Jacob Septic.
It's a good placeholder, isn't it? We have met, I met with the engineer and the health director a couple weeks ago, and the plan is to have the specs done in July, get it out to bid for probably October, November, to do it. As you know, we missed the whole spring window, and not the end of the world, I just, gonna be scheduling regular cleanouts of the pump outs of the septic tank there, so we don't have any kind of backup. Which reminds me, I probably should do that in about a week. Yeah. Just to make sure we go into the summer camp season there without any issues.
We start right after school's out. The camp.
Yeah, the 21st, I think, or whatever that
Okay.
one is, 23rd, maybe, whatever it is, yeah.
Okay,
The camp is full, by the way, 130 kids.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Did that, yeah. Okay, shade at the splashback?
Will Thompson sent me a sample of what it might look like. When he finalizes that, then I'll bring the whole, I'll maybe have him come to the commission. But I can tell you what he said, looks kind of like, almost like a sail, like I don't call it an umbrella, because it's more like a sail. Like on a pedestal, two of them, near the splash pad, like around the boulders, that area. Because he and I met down there and actually met with our potential donor. He came and met with us down there. He's very interested in helping fund it. So I think 2 around the splash pad area, and then sort of a bigger one over part of the platform. You know, where like Nate says some set up now,
Makes sense,
kind of that area, that side of the platform,
Nice.
so it's closest to the splash pad. So
So
it would be the
1, 2.
whole platform, just that one section of it.
1 or 2, you said? Oh,
1 or 2 by the splash pad itself, but then 1 over the platform.
1, okay.
It'd be a lot bigger, you know, like
Does that get taken down? Is that a thing that's
the
up?
post would stay, but we could take.
Would take down, okay.
I call them sails, kind of, they look really sails and all this.
Yeah.
It's not really a tent.
Nice.
Yeah,
to the-
they're nice, they do, they're really
Yeah,
shiny.
Design.
Flowy, wispy sort of, you know.
None of the places, they're nice.
So Will knows that, you know, when he gets a plan, the first step is to come here to get
Right.
approval from the commission. And then we talked about, meeting with the neighbors, so that they know what we're thinking of doing there, get there, hopefully get buy-in on it. And then go to planning and zoning, and, you know, they're gonna wanna have a public hearing. You know,
So this won't be done for the summer.
Somebody don't do public hearings?
No, I'm just saying, do you
Oh,
think
you
it'll
have-
get done?
Oh,
by
won't be
the
done in
summer?
the summer, no,
No.
probably not.
So that'll carry on. Okay, program account. Nothing really to report, except we've gone back to the selectmen and said, well, we need the answer to the following things before we can do. They're still looking at 2.5%, right, Rick? You had heard from Matt today?
Yeah, I'm just looking at. the
And they
email.
have to tell us how much, how they're going to do it. Matt mentioned something about calendar year, even though we're a fiscal year. They have to also come back and confirm what a program is, all sorts of things. And then we can bring it to, but we have nothing to bring back to you on the program account at the moment. Rose would like to join because she has a wealth of experience, so she's gonna join the subcommittee with Brad and me.
Oh,
I guess that's really it. There's nothing to discuss on it, right, Rick?
Yeah, so Matt said that he met with Mary Jane about the 2.5% contribution to staffing costs, and good with it. They'll probably use calendar year figures to align with their budget cycles. So it wouldn't be, sounds like it won't be monthly, it probably sounds like it might be annually.
Yeah, so we'll confirm. We don't know how they're gonna do that. We wanna make sure that they do it in a way that reflects our spending. So if they came in today and said July 1st, well, we're gonna take 2.5%, wait a minute, we haven't paid yet for all our things, for the
stuff yet.
summer stuff. So that's what we're worried about. The other thing is that, if you look at what 2.5% is, it's not. So we were very keen on keeping that suggestion from them so they don't change their mind.
yeah.
So that was the goal, and not to poke the bear, they're gonna do it. We have no choice. They're going to do it. The money will come out and be put aside other budget items. How it's gonna work, we have no say yet. So we can figure that out, I guess, once we meet again with the answers, once they have. the
Yeah, Lauren,
answers.
you said since day one, they're being very reasonable, so, right,
I mean, yes and no. I mean, we wish they weren't doing any of this, right, Rose, but we really don't want salaries paid out of it, but again, we don't know if we have any say. We
Yeah.
stressed that. And we have it, and I wrote to them and said, well, you'll see the commission wants this was minuted in this meeting, and the commission talked about this was minuted in another meeting. And so we're just waiting to hear. Moving along to new boat racks at Jacobs Beach.
Done?
It looks great,
Done?
so we can remove that, all done.
The roofs are done.
And yes, the roofs, National
Done.
Roofing did the roofs, they look great. So that's done. Pickleball court expansion.
Meeting Thursday with the structural engineer to, we're gonna meet there on Thursday to kind of get a timetable going, when he's gonna get the specs written up and when you get out to bid. And how it's gonna be attached to the existing slab, that's part of what he has to do, figure that out, how it's gonna be pinned in. So it's not gonna rise or sink or whatever, it's gonna be part of that become part of that slab that's there now. And so, yeah, we're meeting on Thursday.
Okay. Splash pad grand opening, it's done, happened, it was magnificent and all Rose again volunteered with Ruth Meoli, who I love. And they did raffle tickets and I wanted to win every raffle prize. I got nothing. The prizes were excellent, weren't they?
They were great.
Buckets
They did a
filled with
beautiful
sand
job.
toys. Or, so I will, and I personally wrote to Taryn and to Ellen.
Yeah.
I always get that mixed up. Anyway, I wrote to them an email, and thanked them very much because they put a lot of effort and the attention to detail was just perfect. And there was free pizza and people and it was a wonderful event. So we can get that one off here too. And Adams tennis courts reconstruction, we just went and had a look at it. It's happening. We think the paving is done.
Maybe it's that,
He
he just
just wrote back.
texted me,
Okay,
but we were at JSP, said it's done.
paving is done for the court. They still will have to do some site planning, site tidying or whatever, and pave the parking lot, and the paving has to last for has to stay there for 21 days before we can use it, so that the oils come out.
Yep, this text me says the fence will be finished this week, coating in 3 weeks, remember I said 21 days. And I was gonna get back with the colors. Grading in the parking lot will be Wednesday. And finish paving the parking lot at the end of the week. So it's gonna really, it's shaping up a lot
Yeah.
already, and that'll give us more of a finished kind of look.
Okay, so going on to new business. Request for a plaque on a Mill Pond bench, that was all in our correspondence. Are we supposed to say yay or nay, or?
Yeah, this is a bench that's already there, Rick,
Yeah, this one put a plaque on
and they'll pay for the plaque.
it, yes.
And this is a Guilford resident, who meets all the criteria that we've set up for.
I saw the
So a
name, is
person
that
gets a
Pat
plaque without
Pascal's
owning the
son?
bench.
Pat Pascal's
Oh, the
son?
bench is already there and they want to put that on.
I saw the name in the correspondence, and the name is Pascal, and I
Yeah, it's
wonder,
not the-
Pascal, and I wonder if that's Pat Pascal's son. Who just recently died with a heart attack, right, or something?
What that is, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, so it's somebody who's, you know,
Yes.
the criteria that we set down years. So I would make a motion that, yeah, we approve a plaque on the bench of Mill Pond.
I'll second that, am I allowed to second?
Usually somebody else.
All right,
does. I'll
okay.
second it.
Rose? Anyone second? Susan second? Any discussion?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's quick. Request for picnic tables adjacent to Lake Quantapug parking lot. We discussed that. We also went up there, Lawrence, tonight to see. And we were reminded of another meeting where where the commission agreed that there would be no picnics along the grass edge by the fence by the parking lot for safety reasons.
Yeah, just gotta
Right, so we make a motion that no, we're not going to change that? Or what would,
Yeah, I think at least picnic tables, and like I said, last week, Memorial Day, there were a few blankets on the ground, people sitting there under the shade of a tree. You know, that's gonna be a little hard to control, probably because the gate guards are at the gate, you know, they're at the,
right,
can't really be
Control
walking on the
them,
parking lot, but I think we want to discourage any of that for the safety reasons. But clearly, if there's a picnic table, there's an invitation, come sit over
Right.
here.
right,
Right.
so,
But if somebody's gonna put a blanket down and. I mean, to me, that part of the grass area is part of the parking lot. To a degree.
Mhm.
It's usually a safe space for, I remember when my kids were little.
Walking.
To get the kids out
Yeah.
and wait and go now,
Yes.
in front of the car.
Right,
On the
right.
grassy area, so you weren't worrying about the
Right.
parking lot.
I think the gate guard should mention that we don't allow people to picnic or do that.
Well, fit it on
Again, you know, for
Bulletin board, yeah.
Really just for safety, we're not trying to be,
I didn't see anything on the bulletin board today, but
Yeah,
maybe once it's open.
we need to, yeah, I think we did
But
it
then
one
were
time.
they asking to have more picnic tables in the area where we already have picnic tables
No,
also?
they're asking in that
in
grass.
that grass, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There's plenty of picnic tables there.
If somebody does put a blanket there, the lifeguard could just say, look, it's not me just making up, it's on that sign right
Yeah,
Right, I thought we had a sign that said no picnicking.
Yeah, no picnic.
in the parking area, but I think it's.
Again, it's just safety reasons, where nobody's trying to be a party, killer, it's just,
Absolutely.
it's just
You
to
have to
avoid.
avoid kids run out and see those
Exactly right.
cars and not see them and
Absolutely.
have a disaster. You don't want that to happen.
And this was previously agreed by the commission before you
Right, so
joined
I don't know that
us,
we
so,
have to
Yeah.
completely agree.
so it was already agreed, and so we can leave it at that.
I did find out that's listed on that big rule sign, now we can just do a separate one on the kiosk.
Yeah.
you know.
And also about
Picnic
not
area.
moving,
Right,
not moving.
picnic area is in the picnic area in that back corner, that's,
Okay.
yeah.
Because it's a resident who made the request and she was pretty adamant, and she called me probably 3 or 4 times last year. Each time I told her, that's not a picnic area.
And then it's for you have, I don't think people think about the work, people going out there to mow. It's more time because you're moving, I mean, there's many picnic tables in that area, I didn't count them tonight, but there's more than I thought.
I think there was 7.
So
Yeah, that's what I
there's,
And I invited I don't remember the name of the person who called, but I invited her to come to the meeting tonight or to send me an email. I don't think I saw an email.
It's a nice suggestion,
My
but
address.
I think for safety reasons, it's,
Okay. So then it goes to designated vendor spaces at Jacob's Beach. So Lawrence, I'll give you a little background. We have this in this is a preferred peddler vending location.
yes, I read all that, yeah.
So what we need to decide on tonight is, which we kind of decided loosely without being at the meeting. We went down to Jacob's to have a look. We need to know how many vendors the commission would like, because the selectmen have allowed us to decide this. How many would we like, 1 or 2 or whatever? Can they be 2 of the same kind, like 2 ice cream trucks or whatever? And where would we like to locate? So the discussion was 2 vendors, doesn't matter if they're 2 of the
Kind
same.
they are.
And the suggestion by Rick, which we take very seriously, is where the circle,
Where it loops by the
Yeah.
pavilion.
This is the
Yeah.
first 2,
kind of where they park now,
right, just sort
anyhow.
of, kind of where they park now,
Yeah.
just that first 2 spaces there. And if we approve this tonight, we will get it marked out properly
And painted, yeah.
and painted,
Yeah, so my question is, we don't have jurisdiction of the parking lot, correct?
correct?
So my question is that if we don't have jurisdiction, it's up to us to suggest to the board of selectmen, and they may or may not go with our suggestion, am I correct?
Now, I think Matt said to you, he'll do whatever we think.
Yeah, so I went to the board of selectmen meeting this morning, Lawrence, with this issue.
Yeah, what I'm saying, they ultimately have to approve what you give to them, right? I mean, because if we don't have jurisdiction, how can we?
No, but I think they kind of left it to the commission to decide how many you want, it's 1 or
Okay.
2 spaces.
Yeah, okay.
And for us to determine where they should go,
Okay.
and-
Okay, so they, okay, I got it.
So, and the only, but I just noticed one thing here, but I didn't catch it, but.
Says Lake Quantico.
Lake Quantico
I
is
was
being-
just gonna ask you that when we're done here, to talk to them about removing
And I
Lake
even said at the
Quantico.
meeting
It's
this
not Lake
morning, that's not a place that
No,
we don't want them up there, because we're talking about kids running across Route 77 to the ice cream. Or hot dog, whatever it is,
whatever, so, no.
I think they should strike that out of there.
And then you should probably mention, if, for people that don't know, with Nate's Lemonade, that so people don't say, oh, there's 3 there.
Yeah.
Because he's usually there because he's through Park and Rec.
Right.
Correct.
Right, so he's different.
He's right.
Because he's not in the parking lot, he's on the beach.
Right.
And he has approval
He
from
has
Park
approval
and
from
Rec,
Park and Rec.
not,
To be on the
right,
platform.
yes.
So, I guess the only other part of that, I think we just need to maybe formally determine it's, if it's 2 spots, whoever those first 2 are, that's who gets it, right? So in other words,
So first
if it's
and
2 ice
first.
cream vendors, that's okay, because we sort of been interpreting it the other way around. We could have 1 vendor of a particular product.
But again,
And if
they
that's
could be,
different,
they
we'll
could
make
be
sure
in
it's
and
not
out though,
done.
somebody's not usually sitting there all day, right? So if an ice cream truck is there and then an ice cream truck leaves, then if somebody else happens to come by and the spot is open, then they are able to. So
But
we're not putting time restraints on the spots.
There could be
It's
2
just
ice cream
right.
vendors at the same time.
Correct,
That
right.
could happen.
So, but do we agree that 2 spots is the limit?
That's exclusive of a vendor that might come for a party. We did talk. Right.
Yes, so those
So
two,
that's-
so are we happy that two should be the limit?
Yes.
Everybody
Yes.
agree, Lawrence, do you think so too?
Yeah, right.
Okay,
Yes.
do we agree that they can be two of the same, or should they be two different?
If it's first come, first
First
serve,
come,
I think
first
we
serve.
just have to allow whoever gets there to have this.
Okay, so we agree it can be two ice cream trucks or two hot dog vendors,
Yeah.
or,
There's no need for the staff to have to monitor that.
okay?
But they will just
And-
have to monitor how many are in
How
there.
many? Yeah,
Right.
that's easy enough.
And do we agree where Rick suggests or where we kind of discussed the parking places should be? And Lawrence, did I make that clear? So you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, good. Excellent. So that's it. That's all we need to agree.
One question though. So if you have a party there, they can have their own truck.
Yes.
Right.
So my question is, there's two pavilions there, which means there could be a truck for each pavilion, that's two trucks, plus two more trucks, so that would be the total of 4 trucks could be there.
The
Is
only
there room for-
difference is, Lawrence, that the other pavilion is more towards the other parking lot. So the chances are they're not gonna park in that circle, they're gonna
Gonna
park
be,
closer to the pavilion.
They probably park
Okay.
closer to the pavilion.
Yeah.
So, but you don't have a problem that there's room for 4 trucks there?
Well, they'll be spread out. I mean, the two designated spots will be for the beach traffic, basically, the beachgoers.
Okay,
How
We
often,
need a designated spot for like
How
a
often-
beach.
how
hour.
often do we have people who bring a food truck into the pavilion? Do they, and plus, do they tell us that ahead of time?
They do, because we say under, we have to make sure that they have to confirm they have a permit.
Yes.
Okay, so,
It's right
so we
under
could
there.
also, we could control that ourselves, if we have somebody who's already booked it and they're having the pizza truck. And then somebody comes by and says, no, we're gonna have a, a hot dog truck, we can say, wait, we already have a pizza truck on that day. And that
Well,
might
the
be.
beach truck's only for pavilion, Smith Pavilion, let's say, Jacobs Pavilion, the other one. I mean, technically, they might have a food truck, I don't think it's happened, but it
Yeah,
could.
they could, but there's plenty of room for them
There
to
is.
park there
Yeah.
and for the other ones to park at the other.
yeah, but I think,
Closer.
obviously, there's 2 designated spots for the vendors, but I think we should have a designated spot for the vendors that are gonna, for the parties.
I don't think that's a bad idea, because otherwise
don't-
4 trucks in that circle is
And
a
not,
lot
you
of
know,
trucks.
You know how people are, who knows where they're gonna park at the pavilion, I think we should have a designated spot.
I think-
For each, as designated spot for each pavilion, if you have a truck for this pavilion, this is where you park, if you have a truck for the other pavilion, this is where you park.
Because it's also possible, I guess, could someone have 2 trucks for one party?
I don't think.
Oh,
this
let's
is
say
a
let us
problem
know,
at
we've
all.
got control over it.
So we would say no if they wanted to.
So we could say you can have one, we don't have room for the second, I
so
mean, we have
yeah.
some control.
So do they have to stay in the paved area or can a truck go up on the grass on one of those pavilions?
Well, for the first pavilion, it's paved.
It's pretty much
The-
paved, yeah.
The second one is not, it's just stone, like stone.
Right, okay.
But it's handicap parking right there.
Yeah, you don't wanna
And then
block the
they'd have to go
handicap parking.
beyond that.
Let me ask you, do you think it's necessary to have a designated parking space for the pavilions?
The parties.
For the parties?
I don't think it is, for now, it hasn't been a problem, I guess we can see how it goes, if it
Okay.
becomes a problem, then we.
All right.
So, but if we do mark them, it'll just have to be made clear that the pavilion trucks don't have to park in the vendor. They
Right.
might see that and
Right.
think they have to
Right.
go there.
Yeah, exactly.
So for tonight, we'll just agree to mark out for the vendors.
Right.
And then we'll watch it and see how many people start bringing food trucks and whatever, and if it becomes a problem, we'll bring it back to the commission.
Right. But they do have to
Okay.
request that on the
On the,
reservation
I know on that.
inflatables, and then we also tell them they need a certificate of insurance from whether it's a food truck or inflatables, naming the town of Guilford is so insured, so that's all part of the application.
Which almost makes you not wanna have a food truck or a bounce house without too much
They
work.
need a recommendation,
But, no, I think we've I don't think there's a motion or
I
something.
motion, I mean, okay,
I don't
good.
think so, because it's really the selectmen's, we're bringing the ideas back to them, it's up to them to make the decision.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they can
okay.
vote on
Oh,
it, yeah.
So, but thank you for being willing to do that. All right, so that takes us to the last one, July commission meeting date. July 3rd is the first Monday, shall we, I think we can make a motion and move it to the following week.
10th,
So I tell you,
So will somebody make a
I'll make a
motion?
motion that we move it till the 10th because
I'll
of the
second.
4th of July.
Like, who are you?
I know.
Sorry. Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Monday right after our fireworks. Fireworks is July,
That's right.
Oh, it's Saturday, the 8th?
yeah,
Ah,
rain day is the 9th. And just so you know, our first concert is June 25th. We're doing one in June this year. It was a band that was scheduled to play at Jacobs last year, got rained out, so we said we would put them on the green this year. It's Leaf Jumpers.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Rick, that
Okay.
reminds me, so the Gay Pride, right there, they had a band, Beachfront Property. Is that a beachfront property? And the thing I loved about it, they played all original music.
That's that nice.
And I'm just saying that a suggestion, it'd be nice to get some,
Like,
this is my personal opinion, if I wanna listen to Aerosmith, I'll put the album on at home. I just like their original music, we can play real music, Dewey Brothers, I can listen to that at home. And I'm just making a suggestion, if we can maybe sometime get a band that just plays all original music.
We're all booked for this year, you know.
What's that?
We're all booked for this year.
Oh, yeah, I know, no, but
But
they're,
there's this band does, they do some original stuff. I've
Yeah.
heard, July 30th, I think.
yeah,
They play some original, but they do other stuff like Bruce Springsteen.
yeah, but it's nice for local musicians also to get.
yeah, and then there were
Yeah.
Guilford High School students, Madison, Guilford High School students, they're all going to college, or 3 or 4 are going to college, but they played all original music. And they were fantastic.
Very good.
All right, can somebody make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:43?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:43.
Diane, second. Can we discuss that? All in favor? All in favor?
Hi,
Thank you, everybody.
thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.